Okay, so what's going on here? This is the kind of room where you would have a very, very technical person looking after the entire estate in terms of AV. So we've got lots of different screens here. We've got dashboards. We've got Q-SYS Reflect. We've got ServiceNow. All of this is powered by Q-SYS Reflect, which is really the top of that Q-SYS full stack AV platform, okay? It's completely free to use for any Q-SYS system, and we're going to look at what that can do for you right now. So here's Reflect. Here's a kind of dashboard that we have, and I'm going to show you right now Space Manager, okay? Space Manager allows you to group all kinds of different Q-SYS systems into where they really are in the world. Okay, here's a system we have in Amsterdam. Of course, Amsterdam is where you go to party. So this is a party supply company, Corporate Confetti & Co. And they've got a lot of meeting rooms and floors and things like that. So I can go through here. I can start to see, is this floor okay? Is this room okay? What about the entire building? And I can see what's going on. I can, of course, zoom out from that and go anywhere in the world and see our other installations, including one that's quite familiar in Barcelona. Okay, so here is the Fira Gran Via. This is where we are. We can see that we've got 9 systems, 1 with a fault, 8 that are okay. And I can open this up, right? The Q-SYS booth with various different rooms, and I can see at a glance what's going on right now. And of course, you can customize this however you want to customize it. But I don't really just want to know, is the system okay right now? If I'm looking after the system, I want to know historically what's going on. Now, what you would normally do is just look at a list of events and try and figure out what's happening. But we have a new systems reliability dashboard here in Reflect. And I want to point out, none of this requires any setup whatsoever. Just by registering your systems with Reflect, this is available to you, okay? So let me just scroll down here. And we've got a bunch of different spaces. And we can see over time there's been some errors. We could look back in time, right? We could go to the last 30 days and see what's happening. Now, you don't have to be an engineer or be super technical to see that we've got a bit of a pattern here over time, right? Because we can see over time and we can see across our different spaces, we can see there's probably some kind of shared issue. Maybe it's like a network problem. Maybe there's a power outage. That kind of thing could definitely happen. I'm going to zoom back in just like that. I'm going to touch one of these and let's see. View log. MTR is missing. Okay. So, anyone familiar with this? Teams PCs reboot occasionally, usually at the night time. So that's all we're seeing. And then, of course, I could pause that and get back to seeing actual problems. All right. So that's real nice. That's what we have here in Space Manager. And I'll just show you the kind of other things you can see. There's like a kind of hierarchy where you can organize this across your entire organization.
Attention! A help desk ticket has been submitted.
Okay, so now we've had a help desk ticket. Amazing timing on the help desk ticket there. That's going to bring us over to this. This is ServiceNow. So, of course, in Reflect itself, we can get notifications via email or via webhooks or just in the dashboard there about things that are happening. But there's a new Reflect application for ServiceNow available in the ServiceNow store. And that essentially lets you use the Reflect API, which again is free to use with no limitations, to bring all of your information into one cohesive dashboard with your AV and other things that you might be using with ServiceNow, okay? And we can see we've been having some of these help desks from our presenter. We can see here the presenter, it's in fault because they're whining again. The presenter is fault because the audience is not laughing, okay? Typical things that presenters struggle with. I think we can solve that. Yeah, hi, it's me again. Yeah, can we just send someone over to help out that presenter in the other room? Yeah, great, thanks very much. We can clear that.
Your help desk ticket has been resolved.
Okay, that's good. So there's ServiceNow integration. Now, it's not just about reacting. With Reflect, we can also see problems that are happening and actually resolve them proactively. So let's look at our cameras. We've got cameras going around the booth, all right? Here's us, everybody wave. There's the next room, but I saw something on the coffee bar earlier. Let's go back to the coffee bar. Actually, it's more like the beer bar at this point, I think. It looks like they've got the wrong menu, okay? So here, someone's chosen the wrong menu on the user interface that they're using to order all the coffee. And with Reflect, every interface that you make in Q-SYS can just be available remotely. So I've got it here in another tab. And let me put that back on the screen. There we go. Here's the coffee ordering station, okay? I've just opened this up in Reflect. We can see they're on the night menu there. I'm just gonna change it right here via Reflect. So let's just say day menu, and there we go. So this is remote user interface control. You see how fast that is, right? Even though we're doing this through the cloud, and you can have that with any UCI that's user-facing, or you can make your own UCI just for you, like an admin UCI that you can have in Reflect to do all kinds of clever things, okay? Then lastly, we don't just want to talk about AV here. We also want to talk about general data that you can use to enhance your meeting space experiences. So with that API, we can feed anything we like into that. For example, here, we're keeping track via our touch panels of how many people, how many tours, the favorite coffee, okay? The top quiz score, all right? That's a pretty big score. Someone has to knock Matt off the top spot there. And then even things like temperature or people counting. So here we've got these spacity sensors around the room. You might have seen them just subtly in the background along your tour. We're bringing that in. We could be bringing in all other kinds of environmental data here via Reflect into this dashboard. And of course, things like the rating of the room. So I want you to have a think about what kind of data is available in your spaces that you could bring through Reflect to really enhance that experience for the next wave of rooms that you deploy. So that's Q-SYS Reflect at ISE. So let's go ahead and reset the room. And we're going to go into that last room over there. Thanks a lot.